independent experts linked very closely with Polish scientists and Polish farmers. And our goal is successful implementation of innovations in agriculture in sustainable way, first of all.
Yeah.
Then we have a network of partners. Some of them, they are scientific institutes like Horticulture Institute Skierniewice, some public universities. But one of our key partners is also EIT Food. EIT Food, it's a European Institute of Innovation of Technology, one of the biggest donors of public subsidies for innovations in Europe. And since 4 years already, we are partner of EIT Food in project Test Farms, where we connect European startups with farmers in Central Europe. In our case, it's a network of Polish farmers who collaborate with our association. And there was one of editions started in 2023, where Dan decided to join this Test Farms project, and he passed the selection by EIT Food. And if I remember well, in spring 2023, we had a first contact, and we together with Dan decided that considering his innovative products, it makes sense to initiate some field trials with collaborating with us partners, farmers, and to check how his solution it's working. But before that, we decide to start with some laboratory tests with collaborating with us University of Life Science in Lublin. Then we have checked how this product is active against some key targets in crop protection in our orchards. Then we tested the product again in laboratory conditions against some bacteria like Escherichia coli or Staphylococcus and some fungi. Then initial tests in laboratory were really promising. We were able to observe there is a dose rate effect. Then in second wave of trials, we decide to go to the real field conditions and to check if product is active against the same targets which we detected in laboratory. Then first target, it was Pseudomonas bacteria, and fungi Nectria, which it's really dangerous to shoots, especially in very popular in Central Europe. I assume also in Romania, it's Gala variety. Yeah. Very popular and sensitive to those dangerous pathogens, Pseudomonas and Nectria. Then we conducted some field tests, and there was a real application in field conditions. Of course, with those tests, it's not easy to see visual symptoms if it's active or not, but we decide to keep fruits after harvest in storage and in similar conditions to commercial practice. We decide to keep those fruits till spring next year, means spring 2024. And we observed results, how these products influence quality of fruits after harvest. And what was really positive effect of this field trials, that even after 9 months of storage till late spring 2024, we observe a really positive effect of vaccine product from Dan, which we treated our fruits compared to untreated. Then it was less damaged fruits, means marketable yield, something what it's most valuable for farmers, was much higher compared to untreated. Then for us, it's even if number of trials was limited, summarizing those laboratory tests and field tests, We could say that that product it's really promising for our market, I mean Polish market, but diseases are the same. Then considering climatic conditions, we could assume that product will be generally attractive for European markets, at least European. Of course, there is a need for broader research programs and to check it in various countries against various targets. But summarizing this, what we achieved in a test farms project, I could say, yes, it's a really interesting product. It's really innovative. We like it that it's non-chemical solution, that there is no chemical residues in fruits, in yield. Then it will be also appreciated by our consumers and food chain partners like supermarket nets, because for them, one of priorities is less chemistry in crop protection, less chemistry in yield, in marketable yield.
Yeah.
Then, of course, it's not the end of story. It's still a long way for commercialization in many countries. But based on those results, we could say, yes, it's attractive for Polish market for sure. And we are interested in further collaboration with Dan and to talk and to build strategy for real commercialization of this vaccine, because it's innovative, it's new mode of action, and it's really promising. As I mentioned, we had trials with apples. The reason was really simple. Apple is the biggest surface in Europe, in Poland. Then from commercial reasons, it's absolutely priority one. But considering market potential and when we know what is the real commercialization opportunity for vaccine from Dan company, for sure we are interested in further tests in pears, maybe some stone fruits, we will see. But for sure, one of key segments for us it's berries. Again, Poland it's leading producer of berries for European markets, especially strawberries, raspberries, and blueberries. And there is some challenges related to diseases. And considering a non-chemical profile of a vaccine, it makes sense to include it in sustainable crop protection systems. Then we will have less chemical residues. And we assume that it will be a similar positive effect on quality of yield after harvest. Of course, the beginning of season is in front of us. The next year, I hope in early spring, we will initiate some trials in berries, but we need to finalize some agreements between Dan and his company and us or our scientific partners who will conduct those trials in Poland next year. It's a good point because when we identified targets, we decide to start first of all with foliar applications on plants before harvest. Then it was, if I remember well, 1 or 2 applications before harvest in interval 2 weeks or something like this. What is classical period for control with conventional products for storage diseases. Then late season before harvest, we apply products with classical sprayers that there is no need for any special equipment, the same equipment, similar water amount. We need just to keep some recommendations from Dan regarding concentration and dose rate per hectare. Then there is no any specific requirements regarding application. Then after harvest, we just assessed quality of fruits in some intervals. As I mentioned in beginning, in first 3-4 months, there was no symptoms. First real differences we observe in spring next year after application in this case. What is the business potential for apples? I assume that it could influence also some foliar diseases in early spring, like Podosfera, powdery mildew, or Venturia, means apple scab. Then it could be also interesting, but of course we need to check it in physical field conditions. It's one of challenges which is in front of us. And in berries, we will apply again as a classical foliar applications during the growth period. for berries, critical period, it's around flowering. Then it's our proposal and draft plan to start with 1 or 2 applications instead of conventional products, just to put vaccine in early spring. Also considering the mode of action, that it's not product for using when we see already symptoms. It's rather preventive application and build natural resistance in plants. Then we need to consider this mode of action of product as well. Less chemical residues, that it's period close to the harvest, it's one of the critical periods where we need to reduce conventional applications with conventional crop protection products. Then if we could do this way with vaccine instead of conventional, put 1 or 2 applications with vaccine, we will control diseases and we will have it's really interesting. Then I assume it makes sense to initiate a new program for apple scab Venturia control, but it's question which is still in front of us.
Satellite images with Copernicus Sentinel-2 and Sentinel-5P, and showing area of testing in Poland, reduction of 8 parameter of climate. It's impressive because I not think about this possibility to reduce local temperature, condition of barren soil, and parameter like monoxide, dioxide of carbon, dioxide of sulfur, and so on. It's very interesting. I think it's first worldwide this type of study before and after application of vaccine.
One more comment from my side. I mentioned in the beginning that it makes sense to include products like vaccine in sustainable crop protection systems. What do we mean by sustainable crop protection in this case? It's really challenging to have really non-chemical spray programs. But if we could include products like vaccine in spray programs, then we could reduce source of infection, not only during the season, not just after application, but also reduce source of infections with bacteria or with some fungi for the future, for the next seasons. Then year by year, we will have less source of infections, means with the same solutions, we will be able to control on a better way, on a better, higher level, some critical for commercial production targets. Then sustainable way, it's not possible to receive this kind of results in just one trial, single season, but we know the rule, and when we see symptoms like what we have seen after vaccine use, for sure it would be one of pillars of strategy for long term to reduce source of infections. Then year by year, we will be able to reduce also number of conventional products or use also more non-chemical solutions instead of conventional. Then it's a sustainable way, which is absolutely in line with commercial needs, with farmer needs, and in line with European Green Deal from claim that show us that it's a 175,000 hectares. When we talk about real commercial production, it's for sure more than 100,000 hectares. It's a biggest season, depends on season, but average yield from Polish apple orchards is about 4 or 4.5 million tons total yield of apples. This year it was less due to frost in early spring, but for sure the amount of apples it's for sure it's number one in Europe. The business potential is huge, but I want to just add that it's if we test some products in Polish conditions, it's not only for Polish because climate season depends on season, but average yield from Polish apple orchards is about 4 or 4.5 million tons total
It's
yield of
huge.
apples.
Yeah, yeah.
This year it was less due to frost in early spring, but for sure the amount of apples it's for sure it's number one in Europe.
Yeah.
The business potential is huge, but I want to just add that it's if we test some products in Polish conditions, it's not only for Polish because climatic conditions. If we compare, for example, Romania, production of apples in Romania, Moldova, or I know Hungary, or Germany, climatic conditions and challenges are really similar or even the same. And some targets like bacterial diseases are everywhere present, or Venturia, it's also present everywhere where apples are produced. Then the potential for business opportunities for vaccine are not just only for Poland or Poland and Romania, but if it works for apple production in Central Europe in general, it could be also in future real business potential for other regions everywhere globally where apples are produced. And similar stories with other targets. If we confirm that product is effective in strawberries or blueberries in Central Europe, then business potential will be everywhere globally because targets, diseases or pests are really similar everywhere.
I remember it's in my visit of a local farmer in Poland. I see something interesting about the application of Roundup products, and I see specific symptom in the apple. It's a pathognomonic lesion of the leaves, and I see after application of vaccine, this type of lesion disappear, and I think it's improve quality of apple and quality of tree, and reduce side effects of this type of product like Roundup. Yeah. Please, Marek.
Yeah, I can just say that yes, maybe not Roundup as a brand, but glyphosate is still most
Yeah.
popular herbicide in apples in Europe in general, and especially in young orchards, there is some risk that young shoots could be affected by glyphosate. Then, if we could confirm that your vaccine is also supporting to build resistance of plants, because I assume it's this kind of mode of action, it will be also really appreciated by our farmers.
Yeah, it's perfect. Also, I want to ask if Agroekoton is interested to future trials in blueberries and so also for the next year, because it's a big market for blueberry in Poland, and I know you are the president of Association of Blueberry, and I want to collaborate in the future. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for this offer. And as I already mentioned, berry segment, it's one of the, it's maybe total surface, it's not so big, but when we calculate it as a value of production, it's a really important market, and we are exporter of berries to more than 30 countries worldwide. And also not only quality of plants, quality of yield just after harvest, but also quality after delivery to, I don't know, Middle East countries, for example. It's important for us that all elements which could support us in sustainable production and in improving of quality of yields after harvest and after logistic, after delivery to final consumer, It's really interesting, and I see potential for products like vaccine here. Of course, we need to check it in real. Similar approach to apples. Of course, the season is longer in case of apples, but we need to treat those crops like blueberries or raspberries before harvest, just to keep good quality after harvest, because there is a limited number of solutions how we could control some diseases with applications after harvest. And usually we need to avoid all chemical solutions. Then biological solutions after harvest they have limited effects. Usually it's just control atmosphere or reduce temperature, physical elements of logistic chain. Then if vaccine could support us to keep good quality of berries in long term after harvest, even if we apply before, it will be really appreciated. And assume we could have really similar effects to this what we achieved with apples, because one of targets which we assessed on apples, which is not so popular in apples, it's botrytis, gray mold, English name. It's one of key targets for berries. Then it's something what is promising, but we need to check it in more trials than up to now.
Yeah, I want to ask.
Expert.
I can't ask for the question because apple from the Poland, it's present in one supermarket in Romania for more than 3 years. Have contract with local producer in Poland.
But as a comment to trade in general, there is no need to concentrate on Polish or Romanian market only, and where it's exported, because when we talk about products like vaccine, it makes sense to talk about the business potential for this product and quality of fruits in all markets, at least in Central Europe, but in longer future also on other regions.
To see local farmers, and I think Mr. Mirek support you in this action.
Yeah.
Yes, it would be nice. Yeah.
Keep in touch.